Welcome to Mind Over Matter, where we feature young Jamaicans who are shooting for the stars. I'm your host, Margaret Boyne. And remember, if you haven't subscribed to the channel as yet, please do and hit that notification bell. My guest is a 22-year-old netballer and member of the Sunshine Girls team and the Adelaide Thunderbirds in Australia. After securing a remarkable third place and winning a bronze medal at the recently held Netball World Cup, her triumphant return home took an unexpected turn when she was left homeless after a fire destroyed her home at Rum Lane in downtown Kingston. There was an incredible outpouring of love and support, and she has emerged stronger and more resilient. She shares her story of triumph, strength, and determination. My guest is LaTanya Wilson. Welcome to Mind Over Matter, LaTanya.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure being here.
I'm looking forward to talking to you. As I said in the intro, you went through a very traumatic event a few months ago, just after returning home from the World Cup to have your home firebombed. Can you tell us a little about what happened?
There is not much to say because it happened when everyone was asleep. I think it was roughly around minutes to 12 going 1. I woke up to fire. Apparently my next door neighbor also is on fire. And couple minutes, my entire home was on fire as well. So it happened in a second. So it's like you were there, but you were absent-minded. So
yeah. And you lost everything?
Well, I only secured my passport and my laptop, which I am very grateful for because getting losing your passport and with my situation going overseas to play, it's kind of difficult to secure all those visa back and to get back up and running for when I'm leaving for Australia. And school is very important for me and should be important to everyone. And a lot of my assignments or work is on that laptop. So having those two stuff, it's literally the best.
So how has that whole experience affected you though?
It has its positive as well as its negative. And I'm going to start with anything else you want to always start with the positive. So the positive for me that I took away from all of that was the fact that it happened so late, everyone asleep, and no one was harmed. And once you have life, that's the best thing because everything literally you can actually buy back or put back yourself in a position to get. The negative, I'll say, is that at times, that's where I've been for my entire life. So all my memories, all your fun stuff, it's just home. And so not being able to go there and the first part of it, like the first couple of days was very hard. Doing the interviews, on interview, not getting enough rest. Sometimes you just want to go to sleep. You have to be somewhere wondering what to do next, no clothes, nothing. And it's kind of depressing at times because not sharing space with anyone, and then you find yourself in a position where you have to live with someone else. And the famous Jamaican saying that see me and live with me. It's two different things. And you too, because we're all human beings and we like to do things a particular way, and we like to just have nobody in our own space. Have to be allowing everybody, and not just you allowing, but somebody else open up the door to allow you, was quite hard. I think for me, I try to use school as much as possible as a distraction, just to try and find myself extremely busy, not to too much think on the situation, and it kind of helps. So yeah.
Corporate Jamaica came on board and they supported you through the whole experience. So tell us a little about that. How you felt about seeing the love and the outpouring?
It's how do I describe this? It's something that your words can't really describe, in the sense that you know you're loved, you know that you represent your country and you're doing this out of the love that you have for the sport. But seeing such an unfortunate situation in my case, you know, the love that I've gotten from Jamaica as well as international, because my team Thunderbirds from Australia came on board as well, other club players of the sport overseas that we're not necessarily like friends, but we, you know, play the game and we say hi and hello, and just to see everyone just, you know, kind of getting around me and, you know, just sharing my story and, you know, trying to send encouraging words and all of those stuff. I must say, it's warm my heart to know that you know, people out there care and love for you. So yeah, even though for me it was quite pity, because if anybody know me, I'm not the type of person that wants to be out there in the spotlight. I just want to do my thing, you know, be at home and nobody even notice me. But it's a journey that I had to take myself out of. And, you know, just embrace everything that come and take each day. Take each step one by one and day by day.
We read that you got the home. Was that true? You actually got a home?
Yes.
Yes.
It's true. Okay. So I got a home through NHT and the ministry to leave.
Okay.
So that's the part that most people forget. It's not a home. It's a home that I am leasing with the intention of buying some.
And of course, you're at a better place now, mentally.
I don't think it's quite hard to say at a better place, as I said earlier, that it's more day by day.
Yeah, you're getting there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting there, but some days are very good and some days are, you know, you're crawling.
So a little about your background now. You grew up in Rum Lane? That was where you have lived all your life?
Yes, so I was born and raised all my life. So I was born and raised in downtown Kingston, Parade Garden, Tel Aviv. Some people know it as Rum Lane, the famous lane.
Tell us a little about life in the inner city there.
So the first thing I'll start off by saying, in everything we need a balance. And for me, I think being raised in a garrison area is not necessarily the best or the ideal place to raise your children. However, there are some important values that living in a garrison actually taught you. So for me, I guess seeing my situation, I know traveling and playing netball, and that's why I encourage sports all the time. Because with sports, you get to see the world through a different lens than what you used to. And you know, traveling and all those stuff, I knew that the life I was living in the garrison, I didn't want that for myself. Like, I'm aware that there's so much better out there. And so being there has taught me resilient, has taught me how to, you know, just be strong for myself and for my family, in the sense that this is not your final destination and you need to get out. So for me, growing here in Parade Garden has been very rough, you know, with any inner city. Violence is the number one thing, and you have to be street smart, you have to be focused, in the sense that not necessarily you want to be bad, but sometimes the position
you have to be tough. You have to be tough.
You have to be tough. So sometimes the environment will put you in a situation that you literally don't want to be in, but because you have no other option, then you become a victim to the environment. So I knew all of this, and I said to myself that sports is the only way. So I need to pack my things and try to find a sport some way, somehow. Because that's literally the escape route. And so I've tried to use sports, and through sports, you know, I got a scholarship to go to Jamaica to pursue business, and I've been traveling the world. Yeah.
You mentioned the garrison, though. You also lost one of your brothers due to violence as well. So how did that impact you? I've read that he was one of your biggest supporter.
Yes, definitely. I think with that, it was a roller coaster, and it still is.
How were you able, though, remain focused, although you lost your brother?
During that period, I've seen God more more than ever. I was a Christian at the time, but I think God show up for me even more in that time. And I guess it was just a lot comforting, and I knew that this was something that we spoke about, and this was a part of his dream for me as well. So it would be very disappointing to stop or to lose focus. And then because I know that I don't want this to happen, keep happening, then I know that I'm the best option to actually get my family out of the garrison. So I guess those two stuff were kind of my motivating factors that kind of helped me. So, yeah.
Well, let's talk a little about your career, though, in netball. You're a member of the Sunshine Girls. When was the first time that you represented Jamaica, and how did you feel about that accomplishment?
So I have been in the pathway when it comes on to netball. So I've been to under 16, which I was a vice captain, and that was my first tour to Barbados. Then I went to the under 21 team, where I went to Gaborone, Botswana in Africa. And then I was a part of the Sunshine Girls squad, which I was there for a good time in the squad, but couldn't make it to our tournament. So, so yes. And then in 2017, I think Barbados, we had a tournament with Barbados here in Jamaica. And that's when I got my first little bus with this.
Yeah. So when did this passion for netball start? When you start playing?
So the passion started from primary school. So I used to went to the Holy Family Primary School. That's also in downtown Kingston, close by where I live, walking distance. And ever since I love the sports, wasn't good enough to play the water girl.
Really?
Because you love the sport, and that there's just something about it, and nobody wanted to actually play with me because two people can't pass properly. Nobody like quote unquote somebody that's going to hold a team down, and that was like me in that. So I had to just show my support by just handing out the water. So yeah, and then I went to Gaynestead High School. That's where it all started. So yeah.
So you have always been a defender?
So I'll just give you a backstory. So I'm very good with attacking, and I'm very good at defending. Always a defender. If during high school, if there were like a time in a match where weren't able to bring down the ball properly, then my coach would move me to goal attack, where the strategy behind of it would be for me to bring the ball down and give it to the shooter, or try to get a contact so that my shooter can shoot the ball.
Yeah.
And then one instant I accidentally put up a shot, which was not the plan. And and I missed. And then from there, my coach was like, no, you're never going back to goal attack. So now I just come on goal attack.
So how tall are you, though, by the way?
6'2". Some say I'm 6'1", but I'm 6'2".
Some there are 6'1". So were you conscious about your height growing up? when
Oh,
young girls are tall, they kind of seem, a bit
yes,
awkward.
absolutely. In primary school, it was a big thing because they always place you at the back of the line. Like everything was always on ice.
Yes.
And then even when you're at the front of the line or somewhere in the middle, they just always take you and put you at the back of the line. And that was just something that irritated me the most. When I went to high school, it was the same thing. I was like, oh my God, I was always the tallest person in all of my classes. So I was always being put at the back.
Yeah.
And when I started, especially around grade 9, when I started taking like taxi to go to school, this gentleman always be like, "Oh, is the weather up there?" I'm like, is the weather any different from? And then you just have like kids coming home. You have kids like, "Oh my God, she's tall," and they just look at you funny, and I'm like,
like you're from another planet.
yes. And some might say, "Oh, she's tall like a giraffe." I'm like, oh. I say, and I think I become more conscious of it because even when in high school too, it started like oh my God, you just want to hide away like everything that you're doing. But no, I'm playing netball and being around.
Look at you now.
Get tall too. I'm already tall. So yeah.
So you play overseas in Australia with the Adelaide Thunderbirds. How long have you been playing with that team?
So I've been playing with them for three years now.
No. So playing overseas then, describe the challenges you face, adapting to a new league, being away from home. What was that like? All the way in Australia too?
Let me see. Culture play a huge factor in you going overseas and staying because I'm in Australia for most of the year. So when I go, I spend around roughly 7 to 8 months in Australia. And being in our first world country, a white-dominated country as well, and far from home, no friends, no family, time zone totally different. It's something that you have to prepare your mind for going through. And if you don't have a why, then it will become quite frustrating and it can get to your mentally. It will affect your performance. Every little thing affect your performance. If you're not performing, then they're not going to re-sign you and the contract. So you have to consistently reminding yourself of why you're there and why you started this in the first place, which that's the key factor that helped me each time I go there. So remain calm as well as trying to get some of those family and friends phone calls whenever I can.
So playing in an international league though, how did that impact your skills as a netballer?
Its impact, well, it have a crucial role on your performance because I'm coming up against the best of the best week in and the competition level is so high, so it's forcing you to always be on your top of your game. And so I think playing overseas, having the resources as well help you to get the maximum performance as best as possible, because here in Jamaica we don't have all the resources that the Australian or the first world countries have. And so that kind of helps to boost your performance as well as playing against quality players. Like day in and day out, there's things that you're learning from them and there's things that you're also working on. So I think going overseas and playing overseas has tremendously helped with my performance, as well as I can see growth in the way I play, and this also transform back to the Jamaican team. Because whatever you learn, you always want to share information and when you get back and simple stuff as drills that you're doing, training that you think effective, bringing it back here in Jamaica. It's kind of like help the other girls, the local player here, in terms of performance wise and giving them that tough competition.
Okay. What has been your most memorable moment, and why was it special to you in netball?
Can I have two? So my first moment would be the Commonwealth game in 2022. We came second. It was held in England. And what made it memorable for me was the camaraderie between the team. The fact that I've never seen, well, we always have that, gel between the girls, but there is just something different at that Commonwealth game. The fact that we were always dancing and we made fun of stuff and we were just enjoying the moment as day by day and as we go along. And as a result of that, we came second. That was my first ever tournament with the netball with the Sunshine Girls. And so be a silver medalist is impressive. So and my second one is recently where my team won SSN. So I'm now a female.
Okay.
Yeah. That too was quite fun, sharing different culture with those girls, winning and creating a winning mindset is something that you want to look forward to. Like, it just gives you that excitement that you always want to win.
Congrats about that.
Thank you.
Recently, in South Africa, was it South Africa that you played the bronze?
Yes.
So did you think that you guys would have reached that far?
Yes.
Yeah.
It would be very disappointing if you're going into a tournament and thinking that you might not reach that far.
No.
So yeah. Going into World Cup, we had a confidence. We built up that confidence from that Commonwealth game, and other team was quite a little bit worried about the Jamaican team, given that we have performed so well in that Commonwealth games. So we were one of those teams that everyone was looking forward to playing, as well as we have seven, including myself, Jamaicans, that are playing in the Australian League, which, kind of give the Jamaica team that extra boots. And
I see.
Coming up against day and day out, as I made mention, with the Australian player. So we were quite confident, not confident in the thing that, we're above everybody else, but confident, to say that we want to be on that podium.
So what does it take though, LaTanya, to be a world-class netballer as you are?
That's a very good question. What does it take? I think doesn't really take that much than a little hard work. And as I said, I made mention with that hard work, and you don't want to work too hard. You want to work smart. So, and that's sometimes what frustrates others too, because you might be working like extremely hard and you're not getting the reward that you think you deserve. But sometimes it's about working a little smarter than working a little harder. And for me, I think what it takes is understanding the reason why you want to do it, which that will force you to work a little bit harder with being smart to get you to where you want.
How you handle like injuries? Have you had many?
Not really, but recently I had just a minor thing with my knee, which just basically need to straighten the quads, so that I don't put too much pressure on the knee. But hopefully not. My mom will say she always pray for me. As well as I pray for myself too, so no injuries.
Yes. You want to thank anyone who has been very supportive of your journey over the years?
Of course, yeah. There's so much, and it's kind of hard to thank everybody, but I must make special mention to my family because they have been my number one supporter and driving factor in why I started doing this in the first place. I can't actually single out everybody in my family, but they know they know themselves, and I have to make special mention to my coach, Mr. Dalton Hines. Still coaching at Gaynestead High School, as I made mention earlier, that there at Gaynestead is where my story really begin. And so Mr. Dalton did all the hard work and the fine detail in terms of getting me to be the player that I am today. Also made special mention to Pastor Brown. He is my mentor, someone who have been there with me from Gaynestead days until now in terms of, guidance, and whenever you need a little motivation here and there, he's there to do that. Well,
it's okay, man. They know themselves.
And I'm going to give credit to all my coaches that have coached me along the journey as well, because I think every coach that has been a part of my journey has imparted or have something special that they have left with me, which I'm really grateful for that. And I cannot forget my friends, my netball from Kingston. From Gaynestead days till now. That's Paula, Ann, and Tiffany, and Imani, and the little crew. So they know themselves.
You're right.
I don't think I need to mention anybody else.
Yes. Okay. But
I can't go without giving special mention to my community, like the foundation, like the respect. The journey start there in the sense that the little acknowledgement, rooting for me along the journey. So big up Parade Garden. Southside Tel Aviv.
All right. So before I leave though, LaTanya, I want to leave a message for the young people in your community, Rum Lane and its environs about, pursuing their dreams in spite of facing many challenges.
Okay, so I'll say to any garrison, I'm not limiting it to where I am from, but anyone in the garrison, don't let your circumstances define who you are. You're much bigger and better than your circumstances. Find a way to get yourself better. And as I saw this thing on TikTok that a water, wherever, when you go and purchase a water, depending on the environment, the value of it go up. If you want your value to increase, then you have to place yourself in an environment where your value will increase. So stop what you're doing, reflect in yourself. Is this the life that you want for yourself? And if not, then go out there and pursue your dreams. There's no dreams that are too big to achieve. So as long as you have the tools to get you to where you want, then you'll be good. Don't be a dreamer, be a reaper.
Awesome. It was great having you, LaTanya. And I want to wish you all the best on with the rest of your journey. And I'm sure I'll be reading more about it in the papers and all of that, seeing you on TV. And it was great talking to you.
Likewise, it's a pleasure to be here. And thank you so much for reaching out to me. To just encourage someone out there that is maybe in my situation or just looking for some encouragement. So thank you for your platform as well.
Okay, thank you.